Feature runs in hip-hop. Those periods of a year or two where a rapper will have numerous standout guest verses and give you no choice but to notice them. Not every feature during these runs needs to be perfect, but there's enough highlights in there for them to shine right through. I've been thinking of a few of these lately, so today I want to share some of my favorite examples of this with you guys. Now hey, if you want to go on a little feature run of your own, or just get any of your music distributed in general, then I have good news for you because today's video is sponsored by DistroKid. I'll share some more details with you about them, but if at any time you'd like to sign up with them, my link is down in the description below that will give you 7% off of your first year's membership with them, which is a discount on top of their already affordable plans. As I've mentioned before, they're the same platform that I've used for music distribution, as have a million plus other artists around the world to get their music distributed onto Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, and TikTok, among all the other major streaming services. They've just recently released a new iPhone app, and it's a great way to manage everything related to your music. You can check the statistics for all of it to see how it's performing on Apple Music and Spotify, and you can add lyrics to your songs so that your fans can catch those bars as they listen along. It's also super useful for sharing hyperfollow links, which are a quick and convenient way to help people find your music on any platform that it's on. DistroKid is a service that I've used for years now and will continue to use going forward, so if you want, in my opinion, the best way to get your music distributed, click on my link down in the description below for 7% off your first year's plan with DistroKid. Make sure to use that link to get your discount and download their new iPhone app from the iOS store if you want to manage all your music from your phone. Much love to DistroKid for sponsoring today's video. So with that being said, let's go way back to 1999 for our first feature run.
So what do you say to somebody you hate? What? Or anyone trying to bring trouble your way? One of his off things in the blood of your way?
1999 was an absolute landmark year for Eminem, and his feature run during this era was a big part of that. I was born in 1998, so I didn't really live through it, but I can't imagine how it would have been being a rap fan at the time, and seeing this rapper seemingly come out of nowhere with a critically acclaimed album in February, and then just go on to have some of the most attention-grabbing features of the year. His first notable one was his verse on The Anthem by Sway and King Tech, which just has one of the most insane feature lists ever, and Eminem definitely stood out on it with his humorous and sometimes eyebrow-raising bars.
This place is my house, I might as well erase my face with white out, cause y'all can't see me like Mace's eyebrows.
He'd follow that up with a feature on a Limp Bizkit song, this was before he had beef with them, and a Missy Elliott song where Eminem was given 3 verses to really shine on Missy's own album. And then of course, Dead Wrong with the notorious B.I.G. himself. A track that was perfect for Eminem with a lot of shocking lyrics in there.
Red on the ceiling, red on the floor, get a new whore, met on the second, red on the third, then she's dead on the fourth.
But I think the biggest highlight of this era for Eminem was his next 2 features, and they were for Dr. Dre's 1999 album, 2001. Forgot About Dre and What's the Difference? 2 star-making performances for Eminem. They're a couple of his most memorable features ever, especially Forgot About Dre. I don't think I know many people who wouldn't recognize that hook instantly.
Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips, just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. But if I do decide to really murder my daughter's mama, I'ma sit her up in the front seat and put sunglasses on her, and cruise around with her for 7 hours to California.
It's the run on this list with the lowest amount of features included, but I'd still say it's so iconic because each one was a standout, and it really helped to put Eminem on the map. Dropping an album in this year and then having top tier guest verses for the rest of it is a great way to get noticed.
I am the beast, feed me rappers and feed me beats, I'm untamed, I need a leash.
Lil Wayne was unstoppable in the mid-2000s. This man stole the show just by doing a hook on the song Duffel Bag Boy in 2007. Pretty much the whole song is good, but it's that Wayne hook that made it such a big hit, and I really appreciate how it's a fresh take of the chorus each time you hear it, and not just a copy-paste like you get on a lot of other songs. Just noticing those different vocal inflections each time Wayne performs performs the hook on the song. It's a really cool touch.
If I don't do nothing, I'm about. I'm counting all day like the clock on the wall. If I don't do nothing, I'm about. I'm counting all day like the clock on the wall.
But of course, there was way more than that. Too many features to mention, actually. The variety of guest spots that he did from this 2006 to 2007 time span is actually insane. Another iconic one that comes to my mind is his 2007 feature on We Taken Over by DJ Khaled, and his 2006 feature on Holla At Me by DJ Khaled. And then he even did a feature on an Outkast song called Hollywood Divorce in 2006, and that is maybe the best one of this entire run for me. Hearing him over a slightly more haunting style of song with more of a serious lyrical focus was really cool.
The hurricane come and took my Louisiana home, and all I got in return was a darn country song. This old country wrong.
Whether it was a smooth R&B style of song like Lloyd's You or Avant's You Know What, or hip-hop rock fusion style tracks like Party Like a Rockstar by Shot Boys or Rockstar by Chameleonaire. Very creatively named tracks right there, I know. Wayne was just everywhere in these years, and more often than not was killing it with his raspy voice and slick wordplay.
Right off the back, man, the boy got dollars, so women come frequent like flight mileage. It ain't no secret, I might holler. We are not the same, I am a Martian. It's young Weezy F, baby, no abortion.
He was great on Weatherman by Jim Jones, I'm a G by Rick Ross. He was fairly good on Barry Bonds by Kanye West. He killed it on Make It Rain and The Prophet by Fat Joe. Just an all-time great feature run in rap music, and one that I had to mention here.
I live this life at a pace that anyone can go. Know your place and dedicate your role to the faith that you'll die alone.
It was so hard to pick the best feature run for Kendrick Lamar because for so much of the 2010s, he was just absolutely tearing apart any track that he could get his hands on. However, I am open to eventually doing more than one video on this topic, and I can assure you if I do another part to this, the next one will have a different feature run from Kendrick as well. But for now, let's focus on his 2011 to 2012 features, a breakout year for Kendrick into the mainstream, and just my overall favorite era of his music. He kicked off 2011 with some incredible guest spots for his TDE label mates, starting off with two great features on Schoolboy Q's Setbacks album. Light Years Ahead almost feels like Kendrick doing his own version of the Lil Wayne I Am a Martian type thing, with Kendrick rapping about his rapping talents being almost alien, and Birds and the Bees goes a little bit deeper with Kendrick motivating Q to chase his dreams and leave the street life behind.
My turbo boosting, my jetpack cruising. Get jet lag when I come back to these fucking humans.
Q, I wanna see you do your thing. Entertainment business, living limelight. Hop on every track and move them trains. Show these motherfuckers that you been tight.
He had a fun feature on Moscato by Ab Soul, Textbook Stuff by XV, had another great feature verse from Kendrick, and I really enjoyed what he did on I Love Music, being someone that listened to Tech 9 a lot early into my rap music journey. No matter what the song was, he always stood out and sounded hungry as hell. And that would become even more clear with a couple of his most notable features of the year on Hood Gon' Love It by J-Rock and The City by The Game. Just infinitely replayable verses, they're so good.
From Compton to Baltimore, I'ma kill it. I buy a Morgan the minute. The public house, the plastic couch of a Section 8 tenant.
Man, I don't condone dick riding. I'm addicted to west siding. Living in a city where the skinny niggas die and a semi-bullet fly, but it turned me to a lion trying.
If all of that wasn't enough, he even had his own interlude on Drake's Take Care album, which was a big moment for Kendrick. And keep in mind that all of this has just been in 2011. The following year in 2012, he kicked it off great once again with Schoolboy Q on the song Blessed. Bring that one back to Apple Music or I will start a war.
Of obituary carry crates of a scary picture with a family member that relate to you in December. You was finna pin another case.
And the rest of the year was just as solid, seeing Kendrick collaborate with Mac Miller, Ab Soul once again, Talib Kweli, and the legendary DJ Khaled himself on 2 songs. Genuinely though, Kendrick gave DJ Khaled 2 really great guest verses for his Kiss the Ring album.
That means I've been about it, and this is the realest shit I ever wrote. And if anyone ever doubted, then they are the loudest of liars I know.
Mac in the back of a lack with a Mac in the back of a lack with a latch on the back of the trunk. Hit a punk
funk in the back with the pump in the back till he's off balance.
If you want to see why I think that's DJ Khaled's best album, you can click the card up here to go check out that video, or check it out after this one. That would be better for the watch time and all that bullshit. But just watch it whenever you want. It's a good video, and I put a lot into it, and it just hit 100k views. Let's go. He also managed to stand out with his short verse on the star-studded I'm On 2.0, which has to have one of the biggest variances in rapping talent that I've ever seen on a feature list. On one hand, you've got Kendrick, Cole, Big Crit, and then there's also Tyga and Gutta Gutta. There is so many other features I could mention, from his song with Dido at the end of the year, to See No Evil with The Game, to his not incredible but fun verse on Fucking Problems by A$AP Rocky. But I think I've said more than enough here to showcase how amazing I think this 2-year feature run was from Kendrick. Some features were higher profile than others, but basically every single one was at the very least good, and a large percentage of them were great. He was taking over the rap industry right here.
I ran them street with no cleats, 44mm iced off a leak. I get geek like I'm street, stash money in the vase like Big Meat.
Now, 2017 in particular was an absolutely crazy year for Offset features. I haven't heard all of them because goddamn, he was on a crazy amount of songs in that year, but I swear he had like a standout guest verse every single month in 2017. While 2018 wasn't as impressive as his 2017 run, I still think it was very good and worthy of being included as a 2-year feature run right here. Mr. Set was carrying so many songs on his back during this time period. Willy Wonka by Macklemore, I would say quite a carry with the Offset feature. I mean, it's basically his song with him doing a big part of the hook, having a verse, and doing the ad-libs for Macklemore's verse.
Willy Wonka been had haters. Willy Wonka live on acres. Willy Wonka got a lot of paper. No Super Bowl ring, but not one Super Bowl. What would you do for some dough? Flash, I took a picture for Vogue.
Who Want the Smoke by Lil Yachty? Monumental carry. The entire energy of the track just changes when he starts rapping.
Tip a couple lines up a Nito. Pack up with a richer meal lime in the see-through. Who wanna smoke? Put 'em up, humble up. Seen it goes on that note. Got a scope and I hope.
Met Gala by Gucci Mane. I mean, I like Gucci on that song now, but Offset is the star of that one.
Finesse a nigga, then get his shit bite. Sight, right, nigga, good night. Popping that shit cause he thinking he pipes. 100 rounds drawn with the knife.
Headlock by Cousin Stiz. I would say Offset carried that too.
I stop a 100,000 on my arm. Got your bitch on the run, yeah, she calling me the gun. The activator got a nigga in the headlock.
His flow is always captivating to listen to, and even if it sounds quite similar a lot of the time, I feel like Offset is charismatic enough to pull it off and not make it sound too repetitive. Like, these verses are all still really fun to listen to. Offset just has star power, if you ask me. Hearing him go over absolutely any style of song and killing it is great. Wedding Crashers, No Flag, Floodwatch, With Vengeance, all of these songs sound pretty different to each other, but Offset managed to make his style work with it, and it sounded like he cared about every feature.
Pipe with the city, the diamonds gon' light up the city. I got your girl on the low. I slide in and then I'ma dive in it. I got her sell on her soul. Hopping in the lounge fine like a tall glass of white wine. Alexander Wayne, Gucci love a python. Matt Black Maybach, riding Akon.
He even drops a moo ad-lib on No Flag. What more could you ask for?
You better move like a cow, niggas will shoot up the crowd. Dressing up like a trial.
It's maybe not a run that people expected to be mentioned in this discussion, but I think it's genuinely great. Maybe a little bit underrated. I don't know how people look at this run, but I think it was really good. And I look back at it with a lot of nostalgia now. I think this was Offset's strongest period.
Terminator shit, I'm a robot with the chrome 4-5. Most don't got one false move, get your moto shot. Turn a nigga whip to a photo op. Click, click, click.
This is the one that I always think of when I think of amazing feature runs. And I think a big part of that is because it was the one that I was paying the most attention to while it was happening. Jaleel Cole, the platinum with no features man, was doing a crazy amount of features of his own from 2018 to 2019. Young Thug, Anderson .Paak, Moneybagg Yo, 21 Savage, Royce da 5'9", these were just some of the variety of artists that we got to hear J. Cole working with in this time period. 2018 is where the bulk of these features come from, with Cole starting off with a pretty great verse on Boblo Boat by Royce da 5'9".
Don't even give a fuck that it's dented, bitch, I'm the man now, I'm rolling. Driving it slow as if it's stolen.
The one that really started to kick this feature run into full gear for me though, was Cole's feature on Tribe by Bas. That one is just incredible. And I mean, technically Cole is listed as a lead artist on that song, but the track appeared on Bas's album, so I'm gonna count it as a feature. I'm gonna do that throughout this, because there's a lot of songs that are credited as this artist and J. Cole. I'm still gonna count them as features if he plays a feature role on the track.
The proof, you in the coop with me. God shuffled the cards, dealt me a hand with impossible odds.
Then he showed up with an incredible feature on Sojourner, however you say that, by Rhapsody, and a sweet one on Pretty Little Fears by Black, to show Chance the Rapper the right way to do an I Love My Wife rap.
How in the fuck do you expect for me to ever be the best little me that I can be when time is deep inside of me like Ivy fluid?
Hey, why the world do you like that? Like they don't know you God sent, but me, I view you like that. I'm sneaking glances thanking God that he drew you like that.
And then November of 2018 was probably the peak of this entire run. Cole featured on Say Nah by Moneybagg Yo to start off the month, and it was cool hearing him on that type of sound, and he carried the track by far in my opinion. Then he was on Off These by Jid just a few days later, and then about 10 days after that he was on Trippy by Anderson .Paak and Shea Butter Baby by Ari Lennox. All of that was within 1 month, and all of them are great.
Memphis Connect, temperature check, sick as a bitch. If niggas won't smoke me and a nigga named Moneybagg Yo is a lit cigarette. I don't give a fuck, bitch, either way I'm in it. I ain't gotta prove to you that I got bread.
Then just to close out the year with a bang, he had his final feature of 2018 in December on 21 Savage's song A Lot, and not much else needs to be said about Cole's feature on there. It's incredible. There was a lot of gems right at the tail end of 2018 for Cole. 2019 didn't have as many features from Cole, but I still wanted to include it because there is a few in there that I absolutely love. Purple Emoji from Ty Dolla $ign has another really nice Cole verse dedicated to his wife over this smooth production.
I got a laundry list of this shit you done did for me. God put out a rib for me. She pushed out a kid for me.
He absolutely glides on The London by Young Thug. He has a touching verse on Prove It by Big Crit. And then he closed out the year strong once again by featuring on Family and Loyalty by Gangstar. J. Cole's last feature ever. At least he said it would be. He's done several since then. But yeah, for a long time now, it's felt like J. Cole has been inching closer and closer to retirement. It's something he's been mentioning for several years now, and I think that's one of the factors that maybe made him put his all into this feature run. Sort of like a little victory lap before moving into the grand finale. And with that being the most recent feature run in this video, that's gonna be all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite feature run has been in the history of hip-hop, and there's a chance that if I haven't heard it, I'll go check it out and maybe include it in the next part that I do like this. Much love to DistroKid for sponsoring once again, and like I said, you can click on my link down in the description below to save just that little bit of extra money when signing up with them. You can click right there on the screen to check out my previous video before this one. I really hope YouTube never discontinues this end cards feature, or else all these outros are gonna age very poorly. And much love to all my Patreon supporters and channel members over there, with a special shout out to my biggest supporters, and those are Big Daddy Foe, Griffin Upchurch, I Am Regent, KWG13270, Lucas1123, and Not Vimpen.